Welcome to Sports Guy Talking. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to make predictions on how the 2022 NFL playoffs bracket will play out. I will make my game picks for Super Wildcard Weekend, then make divisional round weekend picks, then make game picks for the NFC and AFC championship game, and then finally declaring my Super Bowl matchup as well as who will win the Super Bowl. I will even declare who I believe will end up winning the Super Bowl 57 MVP award. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with my bracket. I'm going to get started on these game picks for the 2022 NFL playoffs bracket, as I will make predictions for it. Alright, so let's jump in, talk about Super Wildcard Weekend. The first game that's coming up is going to be the 7th-seed Seattle Seahawks going up against the 2-seed San Francisco 49ers. I think this one's going to be rather simple. I could see an upset happening, but I don't think the Seahawks have enough pieces to make it happen, so I got to go with the San Francisco 49ers. Their defense is just too good. They got Christian McCaffrey, they got Deebo Samuel, they got George Kittle, and they got Kyle Shanahan as their head coach. Even with a rookie quarterback in there in Brock Purdy, a guy that I like, I still think the San Francisco 49ers are going to go ahead and win that playoff game in Santa Clara because they're just simply the better football team. And then the other game that's coming up is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chargers are the 5-seed. The 4-seed is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to go with an upset in this one. I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars because I think the Jaguars match up very well against this Chargers team. This Jaguars defense has been playing very well the last month of the season. They're going to get some pressure on Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. He's been red hot lately. He's been playing pretty solid football, so I think the Jaguars, they're going to go ahead and force an upset in that one. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't necessarily agree with that game pick, but I think the Jaguars are going to get red hot and they're going to win that ball game. And then the other game that's also there is the 7th-seed Miami Dolphins going up against the 2-seed Buffalo Bills. I think this one's going to be rather obvious. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills winning this ball game because the Dolphins are starting a third-string quarterback named Skylar Thompson. I mean, let me keep it real. The Miami Dolphins, they got no shot in this one against the Bills. The Buffalo Bills are just the better and more complete team. It's as simple as that. And then you got the 6-seed New York Giants going up against the 3-seed Minnesota Vikings. This is the battle of the fraudulent teams, as I like to call it, because I'm not really a believer in either team. But I'm going to go with the home team in this one, the Minnesota Vikings, because they are 11-0 in one-score games. And if this game is close, the Minnesota Vikings are going to find a way to win this game. I don't think the Giants are capable of blowing out a team like the Vikings on the road. I just don't see it happening. And then you got the 6-seed Baltimore Ravens going up against the 3-seed Cincinnati Bengals. It seems like there's going to be no Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens. It seems like Tyler Huntley is going to start for them, which means I got to go with the Cincinnati Bengals in this one. I don't care how good their defense is for the Baltimore Ravens. If you can't score, you can't win. And one thing I know about the Cincinnati Bengals is that they can score points while the Baltimore Ravens can't. That means I got to go with the Cincinnati Bengals in this one. This one might even be a runaway. And then you got the final game of Super Wildcard Weekend. You got the Dallas Cowboys going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 5-seeded Cowboys against the 4-seeded Buccaneers. Yes, despite the fact that the Buccaneers have a losing record while the Cowboys are a 12-win team, the Bucs get to host this game because they won their division. The Cowboys didn't. And even though the Bucs are the worst team on paper, I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to say that the Bucs are going to go ahead and win this game because Tom Brady, he's undefeated against the Cowboys. And the Cowboys aren't necessarily a well-coached team. They have a quarterback that's been turning the ball a lot lately. In the playoffs, it's all about turnover differential. I think Dak Prescott's going to cost this team with some costly turnovers. So I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go ahead and win that game. So that's what I got happening. Now let's move on now to divisional round weekend. So the matchups that I got are 3-seed Minnesota Vikings versus 2-seed San Francisco 49ers. And I got the 4-seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the 1-seed Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC. On the AFC side, you got the 4-seed Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the 1-seed Kansas City Chiefs, while you got the 3-seed Cincinnati Bengals going up against the 2-seed Buffalo Bills. So we'll go ahead and run down those picks. So in the 3-seed, you got the Minnesota Vikings going up against the 2-seed San Francisco 49ers at Santa Clara. I think the Niners defense is going to eat Kirk Cousins alive. The Vikings are a fraudulent team. I think the gap between the 49ers and the Vikings are significant. I think this is going to be an easy win for the 49ers, so that's what I got happening. Then you got the Jaguars going up against the Chiefs. Okay, in the AFC, I predict that'll be one of the games that'll be played probably on a Saturday, but we'll see what happens. That doesn't really matter. I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning that game as well. I mean, the Jags, they had a good run, but when you're going up against Patrick Mahomes, it's just a different animal. So far, I got the Niners and the Chiefs winning their games in the divisional round. And then let's talk about the Bucs versus the Eagles that I got happening. I think the Eagles are going to go ahead and win this one. I think the Eagles are actually going to blow out the Bucs early, but Brady will rally his team late, but he'll fall short. in this attempt to make one of the largest comebacks in postseason history. But I think the Eagles, they're a really good second quarter team, and I think that's going to show when they play against the Bucks. And the Bucks are not exactly a well-coached team. The Eagles, on the other hand, are a well-coached team, which means I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this one. I just believe in Jalen Hurts, and even though Tom Brady's the GOAT, I don't think that he can carry this sorry Bucks team to a victory over the Eagles. And then, of course, the final game in the divisional round weekend that I got happening is the 3-seed Cincinnati Bengals going up against the 2-seed Buffalo Bills. This one's a tough one for me to pick, but I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills in this one, even though I know that the Bengals have a high-powered offense, because you got to remember, weather conditions in January, they matter. And they're playing in Buffalo, not in Cincinnati. And although Cincinnati's pretty good, pretty cold, Buffalo's a different type of cold. So if there's like a lot of snow or whatever, which I'm anticipating could possibly happen, I think a team like the Buffalo Bills is going to go ahead and wipe out the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not going to say the Bengals will get blown out, but they might not be used to this kind of weather in Buffalo where it's going to be snowing a whole bunch or whether it's just going to be in bad conditions. So, of course, you got to deal with the Buffalo fan base. They're pretty obnoxious. So I got Buffalo winning in this one. They're going to win this one and win this one for DeMar because DeMar Hamlin got a heart attack against the Bengals. So the Bills, they're going to dedicate this game to DeMar Hamlin. So that's what I got happening. So let's move on now to Championship Sunday. So we got NFC Championship and the AFC Championship. So in the NFC Championship, it's going to be the 2-seed San Francisco 49ers going up against the 1-seed Philadelphia Eagles. In that case, I would have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles winning this one because the 49ers, even though Brock Purdy, he's been a fantastic story. He's 5-0 as a starter. He would be 2-0 under the predictions that I would be making in the postseason. But at some point, rookies have to make mistakes sooner rather than later. And this Philadelphia Eagles defense is extremely underrated. They're going to get pressure on Brock Purdy, and he's going to have to play from behind. He's going to make some mistakes early on, and I think the Eagles are just going to pour it on. So when that happens, I think the Philadelphia Eagles at Philly, they're going to go ahead and win this game because I think the Eagles are just going to pour it on in that one. Then the AFC Championship game, it's going to be the 2-seed Buffalo Bills going up against the 1-seed Kansas City Chiefs. Remember, this is going to be at a neutral site because of the DeMar Hamlin situation. So if that's the case, it's going to be at a neutral site. Who knows where it's going to be? Let's just say it's going to be in a dome. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I think the Bills are going to win this one because they're going to make sure that they're going to finally get the hump that they've been trying to get over on the Chiefs. Third time is the charm. They're going to go ahead and finally beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. So that's what I got happening. So my Super Bowl 57 matchup is going to be the Buffalo Bills versus the Philadelphia Eagles, which is actually my Super Bowl prediction before the season starts. So I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? This is going to be the same exact prediction that I said before the year as what I'm saying right now. It's going to be the Bills versus the Eagles. And in that case, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win this one because the Bills, they're the more experienced team. They're the more battle-tested team. The Philadelphia Eagles, I actually think they could get run over in the Super Bowl because, let's be honest, Buffalo, they're just honestly the best team in the NFL, in my personal opinion. And I think any AFC team is running over any NFC team. So when I see that happening, I got to say the Buffalo Bills are going to win the Super Bowl in this case. And my Super Bowl 57 MVP, I'm going to go ahead and reveal it to you guys. That's going to be Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's going to be the guy that ends up winning Super Bowl 57 MVP honors. I think Josh Allen is finally going to get that elusive Super Bowl ring that he's been so close to the last few years. So that is my playoff bracket for the 2022 NFL playoffs. That's why I got the Buffalo Bills winning Super Bowl 57. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, make shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @Dustin Tran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @Dustin Tran and @Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @Dustin Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.